Hi students, welcome to Ravi Kumar's chemistry classes. If you like this video, you can like, share and subscribe and promote to my video to your friends also. Let's come to class. Today we are going to discuss about acids, bases and salts. So this lesson is very useful for you. So these all basic concepts are given in 10th class. So today we are going to discuss about what is acid, what is base and what are the salts are there. So about these all things are we are going to discuss today's class. So the main important topics are we are going to discuss in this lesson is indicators, physical properties of acids and bases, chemical properties of acids and bases, and what is neutralization, and pH scale, and what is salts and types of salts. Very important salt is sodium chloride, and from in this we can make into different types of chemical compounds. So what are the compounds are we are discussing in this? From the sodium chloride, that is bleaching powder, preparation of bleaching powder, preparation of sodium hydroxide, washing soda, and these all different various compounds we are preparing from the sodium chloride, and preparation their use of bleaching powder, sodium hydroxide and washing soda, and water of crystallization, and plaster of Paris. So these are the important topics we are going to discuss in this acids, base and salts lessons. So already you know about acid, base and salts. So total all compounds or all the substance in the world, mainly we are classifying into three categories. Those are acids, bases and salts. How can we determine of these acid, base and salts? By using of indicators we can identify acids, base and salts. Then what is indicator? Indicator means it is a very weak acid and base. Indicator also one of the chemical substance which we can use to identify the nature of acidity or basicity. Those are we call it is a indicators, right? Indicators means which one is we can using the chemical substance to identify the acidity and basic nature of the substances. Those chemical substances are we call it is a indicators. So here mainly indicators are we can classify into two types: natural indicators and artificial indicators or synthetic indicators. Natural indicator, the indicators are it is available naturally. Example: beetroot, the solution of beetroot, litmus, and different colors of flowers of the colors of petals of flowers, petals of different flowers. And turmeric. So these are the some of the examples of natural indicators. Then what are the synthetic indicators? Artificially in a laboratory we are making of some of the indicators. Example from in the synthetic indicators are phenolphthalein, and methyl orange. Methyl orange. So these indicators are we are prepared in a laboratory. So that's why these indicators are we call it is a synthetic indicators. What is indicator? The chemical substance which are we are used to identify the nature of the acids or bases, means the nature of the acidic and basicity of the substances. Those chemical substances are we call it is a indicators. These indicators are chemical substances are very weak acids and weak bases. So mainly indicators are we can classify into two types: natural indicators and synthetic indicators. Natural indicators which are available in naturally available. So in the nature, those are the beetroot juice, litmus, colors of petals of the different various flowers, and turmeric powder. And synthetic indicators, example phenolphthalein and methyl orange indicators. So the litmus solution, all we know about the litmus solution. So the litmus solution is a dye which is extracted from the lichens. So litmus solution, litmus. Generally these litmus papers are we are used to identify the test for acid and bases. So this litmus solution is we are extracted from lichens. We are extracted from the lichen, and it is a plant belongs to the division of Thallophyta. This is the plant which is belongs to Thallophyta. So litmus is we are extracted from lichens. So this plant is belongs to the division of Thallophyta. So this litmus is where it is a natural indicator. So let's come to the acid, base and salts. So their physical properties of acids and bases. What are the physical properties of acids and bases? Physical properties. Physical properties of acids and bases. How can we identify the acids and bases? Those are we call it is a physical properties. So acids and bases. Acids and bases. Right. Acids are sour in taste. If you are taking the taste, acids are sour in taste, bases are bitter in taste, bitter, and bases are soapy to touch, soapy to touch. Soapy to touch means slippery nature. It is a slippery nature. Slippery nature. And by using of some indicators we can identify the acids and bases. Litmus. If you are using the litmus, so in acids, in litmus, blue litmus changes into red in color. Red color means blue litmus changes into red color. In bases, red litmus changes into blue color. Changes into blue color. And phenolphthalein indicator. Phenolphthalein. So if you are adding this phenolphthalein indicator in acids, it is a colorless. It is a colorless. The same phenolphthalein if you are adding into bases, it changes into pink color. Changes to pink color. And methyl orange indicator. Methyl orange. So if you are adding methyl orange indicator in acids, it changes into red color. In acids it changes into red color. The methyl orange is, if you are adding into bases, it changes to yellow color. It changes to yellow color. So these are some of the physical properties. Easily we can identify the nature of acids and bases. Let's go to the chemical properties of acids and bases. Chemical properties of acids and bases. Acids and bases are react with metals. The first one is acids and bases are react with metals. So reaction of acids and bases with metals. Reaction of acids and bases with metals. First we have to take the example of reaction of acids with metal. So here we should take one test tube. So the test tube is fixed to test tube stand. We can fix into test tube stand. Fix into test tube stand, and in a test tube we can take some dilute hydrochloric acid. We are taking dilute hydrochloric acid. Add some zinc granules. Add some zinc granules. And close with one stopcock, and we have to take one delivery tube. One end is fixed into the test tube. The second end is we are fixing in a trough. We are fixing into trough, which is consist of soap water. So in this we are taking soap water. Soap water. So we are adding in this zinc granules. So zinc granules are react with the dilute hydrochloric acid. It is releases one colorless gas. This colorless gas is enters into the trough, which is consist of soap water. From in this bubbles will come outside. So it is a colorless gas. Then what is the chemical reaction is takes place? When dilute hydrochloric acid is react with zinc granules, it is produces zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is releases. It is produces zinc granules and hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is a colorless. How to test this hydrochloric acid? If you can take to the near to the hydrogen gas, zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is releases here. Hydrogen gas is we are going to test. So one burning splinter, when we are take to the near to the gas, it is put off with pop sound. It is put off with pop sound. So this is the indication of hydrogen gas. So once again we are observing of the reaction of acids with the bases. So acids and bases with the metals. First we are taking reaction of acids or with metals. So first we are taking one test tube. The test tube is we have to fix into the test tube stand, and in the test tube we have to take dilute hydrochloric acid and we should add zinc granules. Then we can fix the one rubber core and one delivery tube, and the second of delivery tube is attached to the soap water which is consist of trough. Then dilute hydrochloric acid is react with the zinc granules. It is releases one colorless gas. That colorless gas is enters into the soap water. In soap water the bubbles will come out. So in this dilute hydrochloric acid is react with the zinc granules, means acid is react with metal to releases hydrogen gas. How to test this hydrogen gas? If you are take to the near to the hydrogen gas one burning splinter, the burning splinter is put off with puff sound. So this is the indication of hydrogen gas. The second one is reaction of bases with metals. Reaction of bases with metals. So in reaction of bases with metals, here also we are taking as the same. So we should take one test tube. In that we are taking off zinc granules. Same zinc granules are taking. But instead of hydrochloric acid, we should add sodium hydroxide. Here we are taking off sodium hydroxide. When sodium hydroxide is react with the zinc granules, it is also releases one colorless gas. That colorless gas also produces bubbles in a soap water. Here the chemical reaction. Sodium hydroxide is react with zinc to produce as sodium zincate, Na2ZnO2, along with hydrogen gas is releases. Along with hydrogen gas is releases. So here also acids and bases, when it is react with metals, it is releases hydrogen gas. How to test hydrogen gas? The burning splinter is put off with pop sound. So this is the reaction of acids and bases with metals. The next chemical reaction is reaction of acids with carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. Reaction of acids with carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. Hydrogen carbonates. Metal hydrogen carbonates. Metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Metal hydrogen carbonate. So here. So first we should take two test tubes. So here I am taking two test tubes. In first test tube we should take sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate. In second test I am taking sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate. And we should add some dilute hydrochloric acid. We are adding dilute hydrochloric acid. Dilute HCl. In second test tube also I am adding dilute hydrochloric acid. And the test tube is closed with the lid or cork. And one delivery tube also we have to fix in this the second end of delivery tube is we are sending into another test tube which is consist of slake line. So another test tube. So the test tube is consist of slake line. Slake line means calcium hydroxide. In second test tube also we can close with the lid, and we have to fix one delivery tube. And second end of the delivery tube is we are introduced into the another test tube. The test tube which is consist of slake line, calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. So once we can observe here, in one test tube we should take sodium carbonate, means metal carbonates. Another test tube is taking metal hydrogen carbonate. So we are adding of acids in two test tubes. Dilute hydrochloric acid. So here releases one colorless gas. When metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, when these both are react with acids, it is releases one colorless gas. That colorless gas is enters into the slake lime, and after some time this slake lime is to become milky white. Milky white. So the gas is carbon dioxide gas. So here the chemical reaction once we can observe, sodium carbonate react with hydrochloric acid to produces sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. Sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. In second chemical reaction, when sodium hydrogen carbonate is react with acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, here also it is produces carbon dioxide. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, when it is react with hydrochloric acid to produces salt, that is sodium chloride, along with that water and carbon dioxide is produces. So here carbon dioxide is a colorless gas. To identification of this colorless carbon dioxide gas, we are passing through slake lime, that is calcium hydroxide. Right? When we are passing through calcium hydroxide, it changes into milky white. Right? It changes into milky white.